edition of Buckets and Boards. I'm your host, Passport T. We got something different today. This is going to be a new series we're going to be putting out on the channel. It's called Legends Versus. And on this first one, I want to match Larry Bird against Kevin Durant. If you were starting a franchise and you only had one pick, which one of these guys would it be? But let's get into it a little bit. We'll start out with the legend of Larry. Man, as everybody know, man, Larry was vicious. He was a cold basketball player who could do it all. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't the most athletic guy in the world, but he made up for it with the basketball IQ. Larry would, man, get to the elbow, stop and pop. He had a little Magic Johnson in him, around the backs, over the shoulders. You know, if a ball was coming off the rim and he didn't really feel like he could get the rebound, he would jump over a guy and tip it to his guy behind him, let him grab it and dunk it or shoot it. Man, Larry just was smart on the basketball court. He could do it all, man, and he was a nasty trash talker. I know some of you young guys, y'all don't remember. You know, it was a little bit before your time, but I actually saw Larry play hundreds of times. Not live, but on TV. And man, Larry was one of the best to ever do it. And I know sometimes people will say, well, basketball was different back then. You know, it's not the same as today. That's very true. But here's one thing. I know guys like Larry, Magic, Jordan, these guys could play in any era. And the style of play was a lot different back then compared to today, because Larry put up his stats when we still had the hand check. You can put your hand in the guy's back and control him to keep him from turning around to hit a shot. So it was a different style of play. And but Larry held his own, man, with the best of them. And you know, he was just a cold player, man. And rumors have it that one time Larry was playing in a game, and before the game started, Larry walked up to a guy and said, hey, man, you know, I feel like 43 tonight. And guess what? Larry went out and put up 43 points, but here's the catch. Larry did it in 3 quarters and then checked himself out the game while looking at the guy smiling. I was like, man, that's nasty right there. Larry was cold, man. But let's get into some of his accolades. Larry won the championship 3 times and the MVP 3 times. But here's the catch. He did it in 6 years. And the 3 MVPs were consecutive, back to back to back. He was a 2-time Finals MVP, 12-time NBA All-Star. He won the All-Star Game MVP, 3-time All-Defense Second Team, 3-time three-point contest winner. He was the Rookie of the Year. And here's another one. He was part of the 50, 40, 90 club 2 times before anybody even really knew what that was. He won it twice. I mean, did it twice, I should say. So Larry was just serious about his game, man. But, you know, I just wanted to give you a little history on him. But let's get into KD. As you know, KD is one of the greatest players to ever grace the court. Man, at 6'9" to 6'11", nobody really knows his height, because when he came in, they said he was 6'9", but man, that guy looks closer to 6'11" to me. But you guys let me know what you think. He could dribble the ball with the best of them, has super handles, could slice and dice, you know, to the cup, can hit it from anywhere on the court. Man, KD was cold, man. I'm talking about his game is second to none. Even right now today, he's one of the best players to ever do it. You know what I mean? KD just serious, man. Yeah, he gets a little flag that, you know, he had to leave Oklahoma and go over to Golden State or whatever. But to be honest with you, most of the players that you've seen in history that won NBA championships, they needed a lot of help. Man, look at Magic Johnson, all the guys that Magic had on that Lakers, you know, that run that the Lakers had for his 5 championships. We talking about Hall of Famers like James Worthy, Kareem, you know, AC Green, Byron Scott. Man, Magic had a team. So I don't want to hear anything about, KD, knocking on KD. KD is one of the best to ever do it, man. But let's get into some of his accolades. KD is a 2-time champion with the Warriors, of course. He won the Finals MVP twice, 1-time NBA MVP, 12-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-Star MVP. He won the Rookie of the Year, 4-time scoring champ. And he's in that 50-40-90 club too, but he only did it once. Man, these two guys are two of the greatest players to ever grace the court in the NBA. They just excellent ball players. They both can do it all. I think Larry was a little bit better defender, which is surprising, but he was a better defender than Kevin Durant. He could shoot it just like KD. You know what I mean? So they equal there. KD has a little bit more, intangibles. He's longer. Surprising though, Larry Bird actually rebounded the ball better than Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? If you go back in history and look at some of the stats, Larry was a better rebounder, and he could assist the ball better than KD. So if I was just forced to pick one of these guys, I think I'm going to choose Larry Bird. He was just one of the best to ever do it. And that's no slight to KD, because KD is a talent that we haven't seen, man. KD is the first guy that tall, man, that had that type of athletic ability. So I'm not knocking KD. KD is one of my favorite guys. But I think if I was just forced to, choose one guy for my franchise to start it off with, it probably would be Larry Bird. So yeah, there you have it, man. But you guys, let me know what you think. Leave your comments down in the drop down menu. Do me a favor, if you get this video on No Pump Fake, please look down in the description box, click the link to Buckets and Boards, and go over there, because it'll be posted there too. Subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna eventually shut No Pump Fake down. And yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. Who do you think is the best, Larry Bird or Kevin Durant? Or I should say, if you had one pick and you was choosing one guy for your franchise, which one would it be? Let me know. This has been another one for Buckets and Boards. I'm your host, Passport T, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.